We had the E trick, we had the A trick. Now, my furry friends, it's time for the G trick. And this one is the king daddy of them all. So make sure you've got your guitars and let's fire right into this. So this is something you can use even if you're just a beginner. Alright, because it's really easy and it sounds amazing. It really spices up your chord progressions right away. And even if you've been playing for a long time, there's a good chance you don't know this. Alright, because I didn't know this for a long time. Alright, now, all we're going to do is we're going to take a simple chord progression, right? A G, a C, a D. We're going to have a bridge, E minor, C, G, E minor, C, G, D. Alright, a very simple chord progression. Now, how can we spice that up? Now, this is great if you want to accompany another guitarist, so somebody's playing that and you want to play something over the top of it, or if you just want to add some pizzazz to your own chord progressions. Okay, because this stuff that you learn today, you're going to be able to adapt it and move it on to any song that you like. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to use the G trick. Now, first step, now we're going to play through the whole thing at the end, right? Because I'm going to show you a few different things you can do with this chord progression. But let's start with the major chords first, right? We're going to take the G, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my index finger. I'm going to flatten it a little bit so that what happens is it mutes the D and G string, right? Alright, so the only strings that I'm going to play when I play this chord are the E and A and the B and E, right? The two low strings and the two high strings. The middle ones we're going to leave out. For the whole thing, I'm using the kind of same strumming pattern, right? Have to slow it down and think about it. Down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Now muting the strings, that's nothing. That's not what the trick is. The trick is, my furry friends, we're going to move it up here. Now if we do this, basically using the caged system, alright, we can have a C chord right here, right? If we move the G shape up here. Now the reason we want to mute those middle strings is because they don't change, right? They stay the same, which means they won't be in the right key here. Alright, so as long as I just keep the top two strings and the bottom two strings playing, I have myself a C chord. Alright, and if I move it up another 2 frets to the 10th fret, alright, this is the D note, this is the C note, I've got a D chord. Alright, so let's see how that sounds. Pretty cool, right? And I just passed by the C on the way back there for a little embellishment. Okay, so that's great. I've got my G, my C, and my D. Now, what happens when we get to the bridge? When we've got an E minor, and a C, and a G. Alright, so this is where it gets a little bit more interesting. I'm going to give you 2 options for this, okay? Because the first option might be a little bit stretchy on the fingers. Maybe you don't have lanky fingers like me. But what we're going to do is we're going to take the same G chord, we're going to move it up to the 12th fret. Okay, now this would be an E major, and this finger right here, right, this is playing the 3rd of the chord, and to make a major a minor chord we flatten the 3rd, meaning we take the index finger back 1 fret. And I know that doesn't sound too good right now, right, but when we play it in context it sounds pretty awesome, right? So we're going to go E minor, C, G. So let's play that through. So, I meant to mention as well, when we get to this chord, right, I know this is a wee bit tricky, but what I do here to mute the two strings in the middle is I actually use my middle finger this time because my first finger goes a little bendy, alright, but these two strings are kind of automatically made. As soon as I do this finger kind of flattens automatically. Alright, but don't worry, right, if that's a little bit tricky for you, I've got another option. Now, I like to use this alongside that, and this sounds cool, maybe even cooler than this. Alright, and that is this octaves. Okay, and when we add this in, guys, it just sounds so epic, right? We've got to take our E minor and we're going to play it like this. Now, this is just an E octave. We take the first finger on the 7th fret of the A string, the third finger on the 9th fret of the G. There we are, right? And again, we're muting strings here, right? You want to take your index finger and mute the rest of the strings just by staying over the top of it, not putting any pressure down. When you got that, you add your third finger onto the G string, the 9th fret. Alright, and, you know, just to finish things off, you want to take your middle finger and mute the top string just by having it over there. That means you can strum down the whole guitar. You could get away with not doing that, but you need to make sure you don't hit the low E string, right? Just keep the same strumming pattern, right? And then we've got the C here on the 3rd and 5th fret, the 10th fret, 10th and 12th for the G, alright, and the D, we have the 5th and 7th, alright, so 7, 3, 10, and then for the second bridge, the second round, sorry, we go to 5, alright, so let's mishmash all that and see what we have, right? Again, it's just a G, C, and D progression and turn that into something a little bit more epic. So before we do go into that chord progression, guys, before I go and play through the whole thing, I just want to mention, if you do like my stuff, firstly, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, like the video, all that jazz, it helps me out a lot. But my courses right now, if you want to have something more structured where we go through everything from the cage system to triads and theory, if some of this stuff goes a little bit over your head, then I've got a very structured course that's designed to help you turn into a guitar player, from copying guitar to playing guitar. Alright, and right now you're getting the whole bundle 70% off, so you get an acoustic guitar, acoustic ascension, lead guitar, play the blues course, you've got my guitar looping course, and you also get community access as well, so you get to have live calls with me every week, and you have a whole new community where you can upload videos, take parts in challenges and all that kind of stuff. It's a lot of fun. And it's at a bargain price right now, so you can check that out in the description. Also, if you want to work privately with me, you can do that as well. There's an application there. Okay, so let's get on with the full progression. Here it is.